Yet another year has passed for this rotting horse. Now it has begun to release nerve gas like vapors. You know, I am surprised to know how, at least ideologically, my first video on anniversary was correct. See, Planetside ever since release has been losing players. We, the battle rank 100s, are all burnt out from this game already. But you didn't come here to listen to me whine about current status of the game. Respectively, you came here to listen to me whine about the past year in Planetside. So let's begin. This year in Planetside started relatively promising, yet somehow shady. We received optimization updates which were great, but devs did them mainly because PS4 release was announced and they had to rush it, while postponing many other updates like Hassan, just so console scrubs could even launch this game. Nonetheless, next devs decided to launch the global long-term competition for all factions over all servers, the World Domination Series. Sounds awesome, right? Well, that was just on the surface. See, corpses float too, you know. Here each faction would gain points for bases they captured or defended, while bases themselves had different values, and they increased over time. Of course, after capture, these points would reset. And you know, this was the first of the 2 pre-season WDSs. Mind you, it was the pre-season. And have we heard anything from this great event ever again? No. In first preseason, as a reward for winning faction on your server, all of them got a little XP boost. In second preseason, each player would get his own rewards like one-time camos and other useless things like that for points they earned by capping or defending a base. But the best thing you could get was Black MKV, which I actually did on the very last week. Still, here, the whole competition thing broke down. So every Zergling simply went for the base with the highest score, not the one that was important. Also, once the points were collected, they disappeared and didn't defend it. This was the most moronic way they could have made this event. Unfortunately, the recent Pumpkin event did beat the WDS in Dead Brain Cell department. But you know, I compiled a list of more or less important items that devs introduced for vehicles and infantry, and I have to say, I am a little disappointed. The only classes that did get any new tools or abilities were Infiltrator and Medic. Respectively, they introduced Stalker Cloak, Motion Spotter, and Restoration Shield. That's it. Nothing else. No Light Assault or NG updates. But you can always tell yourself, they're coming any day now, any day now. Still, at least in weapon department, it looks a little bit better. This year we got Empire-specific snipers, assault rifles, carbines, and pistols, as well as Nanite Systems crossbow, Baron shotgun, and Vandal, as well as other stupid weapon reskins. In vehicle department at beginning of this year we got new ESF weapons and tools, as well as 3 new weapons for Liberator, each for different slot. Only problem was that using the new belly gun for Liberator was just like trying to hurt your enemy with chicken guts you create by strapping a poor thing to dynamite and shoving it into the barrel. Well, on the bright side, Sandy received very nice deployment shield and Flash now has 360 rumble seat. Yet I'm not quite sure what to think of the poor little PPA child that gets abused by developers from now and again. All that aside, what would be this dead horse without few new boils and flies? Remember how Planetside 1 had tons of vehicles and on the first and only expansion they introduced only 3 new ones. I guess it's not so far-fetched for Planetside 2. Still, this year Planetside 2 received with open arms the new Valkyrie. Then we, the community, took it outside and shot it. Idea for it wasn't bad, but would you call a vehicle a flying piñata if it was good? Nonetheless, this year we also received a new dev screen, which was definitely needed. Yet I still hate that minimap that shows more or less where your killer is. Of course, it wasn't the only good thing improving our miserable lives. Implant system came and went. Well, barely we felt any breeze. Then came directives and gave this corpse a jolt from its chest pedals in dying hope of bringing it back to life. Still, I have to admit that Amerish revamp and later the grand Hassan reveal as well as the content locking made me a little hopeful. But all of them just after 1 month felt empty and pointless, mainly due to half-baked resource and mission systems. While we have a new map to play in and system that finally forces those Indar side scrub pubs to play elsewhere and be somewhat helpful, the resource system ensures that you gain the same amount of resources no matter if your faction has captured bases or not. So now what's the point of capturing bases? pieces. Except for getting content bonus, of course. And as for mission system, well, it's in the game somewhere, but does nothing. They've said that they would expand it later, but frankly, what is the point of putting it in the game? Well, official answer is to be like a foundation or something. Yeah, if only it was good enough for a reason, then I would agree. And finally, my friends, this horse keeps rotting away, and whether or not it will pull Jesus out of its butt is up to developers to bring us some metagame finally.